Welcome to Permit Room Film Club, a very special episode today. If cinema is a visual medium, why do people remember dialogues more than visuals? So, generally in cinema, people remember dialogues more than the visuals, and people celebrate the dialogues over a period of time. Example, Pandaga Jesko became colloquial language from Pokiri. Atla chala dialogues unnai. There are so many more examples like that where the dialogue outlasts everything else. So, cinema is still a visual medium. So let's just explore why this happens. Well, basically, first up, what does show don't tell actually mean? Uh, it doesn't mean that the person doesn't talk. It's just that if I were to talk that, okay, I'm here. If I were to be here and be silent and say, okay, నేను ఈ ఫోన్ చూస్తున్నా అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఐప్యాడ్ ఉంది అండ్ దెన్ ఐమ్ టేకింగ్ దిస్ Apple pencil and I'm writing. Suppose I were to speak like that, it doesn't mean you're showing what is here and I'm also talking about it. It's not such a bad thing. What it actually tells you is I'm a little anxious. I don't have other material to talk. And hence, I'm talking about things around me. So that's what it really means. You're showing anxiety and you're telling something else. So, show, don't tell, actually, I believe, according to me, is a subtextual thing. So, dialogue is good. It's not bad to use more dialogue. Show, don't tell doesn't mean don't use dialogue. Show the subtext. Use subtext a little is what it means. So I'm just trying to like clarify this thing, why dialogues are more memorable than visuals if it's a visual medium. Why is a dialogue easier to remember than a shot? So cinematographers work so hard in scorching sun, in all kinds of weather, to put up all those lights for hours. The reason it's easier than a shot is because it can be repeated. Okay, it can be repeated. We can't repeat shots. It can be used anywhere in any party. It can be uh, t-shirts can be printed of it, but t-shirts can't be printed of visual. So it actually boils down to what's more marketable, and a piece of dialogue is more marketable. So that's why. But of course, there are visuals too, which are iconic, like Marilyn Monroe doing that thing with a skirt. So it's either or, but it's more probable that dialogues become iconic. Uh, and even that Marilyn Monroe shot, it's something that is remembered because people can replicate it and it's iconic. So it's something that can be replicated, visual or dialogue becomes iconic. So that's how we can think of something that lasts in the cultural zeitgeist of things. Are iconic dialogues actually iconic because of the scene around them? Iconic dialogues become, it can be as simple as tujhe bhi karne nahi dunga. In Sarkar, I remember Amitabh Bachchan just looks at this guy, मैं ये सब नहीं करूंगा, and as the guy stands up and leaves, he also says, और एक बात तुझे भी नहीं करने दूंगा. Something as small as that becomes iconic because of the context. It's power. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. It's about power. Okay, so it's iconic because of the context. There's so many more examples like that. Okay. uh, can an ordinary dialogue become powerful because of context? Absolutely. Parledra tinu can become very, very powerful if it is in protest of something. If there's a revolt and someone says, please just eat it, it's okay. And that were to piss off the CM of that location in the movie, I mean to say, in that case, it can become iconic. So a simple line in the right context becomes very iconic. Or something that is very funny, like Bandakes Guduta or something like that. It becomes iconic. Okay. అక్క పక్కకు జరగరాదే ప్రపంచం కనిపిస్తలేదు, సంథింగ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ ఫన్నీ అండ్ రిపీటెడ్. సో but then iconic comes from context. Even that is a context. There's somebody ahead of him, and instead of saying please move, he says akka pakkak jargarade prapancham kanpistaledu. Okay, it's not like the best quality joke, and there's a little political problem with it, but still I like the way you breathe. It's a small dialogue, but it's iconic because of the silence and the love that develops between them. Does dialogue give the audience something they can own? Absolutely. I just spoke of how dialogues can be printed on t-shirts, can be written on walls, can be put as WhatsApp statuses. You can't do that with visuals all the time. So that is why dialogues have more chance of spreading. In an image saturated world, are we becoming harder to impress visually? In an image saturated world, in the sense that AI and all that is coming, I actually believe in such a world, a shot which does things emotionally, just a close up can do more than a beautiful shot. Wallpapers are dime a dozen, but a close up that lingers on the face, and there's a great piece of acting where, like in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I truly believe Jack Nicholson won the Oscar when he was just silent, reflecting in the in the last climax of the movie. So this is a really long, lingering close up of his, and just something like that can become iconic and stand out as opposed to something else, which is very visually stunning because it's a wallpaper that people can forget. But I believe people are primed to look at faces and feel what the face is feeling. So you can use social psychological cues like that to make your visuals more memorable. Uh, what happens when people remember a dialogue differently from how it actually happened in the film? Uh, it just there are multiple versions of it propagating. This usually happens when the language used is a little too colloquial or too specific. Uh, People make their own versions of it and repeat it. Can a film become timeless without a single iconic dialogue? Absolutely. There are many movies like Lawrence of Arabia and all, which have vast stretches of silence and no great dialogue that comes to mind. Immediately. But if you look at the classics across time, which have lasted over 20, 30 years, there is always a line or two that people remember. And it's very difficult to judge which of these lines actually become iconic. Puri Jagannath sir is like a master of it. He has made entire movies blockbusters just based on the kind of dialogues he wove in. So it's like the more you practice trying to put dialogues and trying to get your actors to speak, the more chance you have of finding the right line that might just become iconic and cultural language. An example that also stems to mind is I am your father. That's like the most simple line, right? But then it is the very thing that ties the three episodes or the three movies of Star Wars together. I am your father, just that much. Uh, if the audience remembers something completely different from what the filmmaker intended, who gets to decide what the film is actually about? సో ఒక్కసారి ఫిలిం రిలీజ్ అయిపోయినాక ఆడియన్స్ దాన్ని వేరే మీనింగ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తుర్రు, వేరే వేరే లైన్స్కి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అసైన్ చేస్తుర్రు. ఆల్ దిస్ ఇస్ న్యాచురల్. వన్స్ యూ పుట్ ద ఆర్ట్ అవుట్, ఐ థింక్ అ డైరెక్టర్ ఆర్ అ క్రియేటర్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ అ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ డిటాచ్మెంట్. Sure, you can be proud of your work and market it all you want and all that, but generally it now belongs to everybody and everybody is free to comment. And I think it's the director who has to learn to keep his ego grounded. A director comes with an ego, but you got to learn how to ground it, and you learn it with more work and more time and more volume of projects put out. So that's a quick discussion on why dialogues become more iconic when cinema is a visual medium. These are some reasons. You're welcome to like comment below. I will, we will do our best to like answer them if they are leading to healthy conversations. But please, we like all kinds of feedback. So go ahead and comment below. And that's the episode.